are live. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? How are you doing? And welcome to the Chapman Show. I'm your host, Joe Chapman, aka the Little Juggernaut. And as always, I want to have a good show, a good podcast, and the biggest art premieres in history. Today, we have a very special guest. We have Chris Brown from the Mike Wink training facility. I'm super excited. He just got a huge win at WXC and he has another fight coming up. So without further ado, give it up for Chris Brown.
Walking through here now.
What's up, Chris? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So how is your day going today?
Man, it's been going great. Went and sparred this morning to start my day off. Got some good rounds in. Hung out with Coach Wink for a little bit.
Okay,
And then,
that's what's up. So what is it like actually working with Coach Wink? Because I mean, he's a very, very, very famous coach. So
man,
are you starstruck every day? Do you feel like you're super blessed? I mean, how is that?
I'm super blessed. He's been with me. He's been courting me since I was an amateur. He took me under my wing a couple years ago, and I was so blessed to have him at my side. Just everything he does for me, the opportunities he's put in front of me, and just how much he appreciates me for everything that I, do for him because he's always thanking me. So we have a really good relationship.
That makes sense. So out of care, I mean, I've trained down there. I was down there in like 2012, but I was only down there for like a few days. Ironically, Derek Brunson was my roommate.
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Okay.
Yeah, that was my guy. That was like back
Yeah,
when.
Derek.
Yeah.
Derek gave me my first invite to the pro gym. That's how I got to the pro gym. I ran
Oh.
into him and Bones was at the club one night, and I had just moved out here, and I was trying to go. I moved out here to train at Jackson Wink, so I ran up on him. I was like, "Hey, I'm a wrestler from Texas. I came out here to fight." And he was like, he invited me to wrestling practice the next morning, so I went to. So the next day was the first day I went to Jackson Wink, and we were still at the old building back then.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cause when I came there, you had the old facility, it was an amateur facility, and you had the pro facility. I was an
Yeah.
amateur. I was about to go pro, but I trained with the pros. Did you know Rand Weathers or Kevin Kroom? Were they around when?
Uh, no, I wasn't around for them.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cause I was staying with Rand Weathers, and I remember he introduced me to cause Derek was staying there too, and he was just like, "There's this dude. He was undefeated. He was fighting for Strikeforce at the time." And they was just
Yeah.
like, it's this undefeated dude, Derek Brunson. He real cool. So then, yeah, I kind of got my intro into there through Derek. So that's kind of crazy. We got the same type of story. Like,
Yeah.
so how?
Good people.
Yeah, it's crazy. So how do you decide whether you went with Greg or Wink? How does that work out?
Uh, it's not really how it kind of works. Greg, he does a lot more stuff with the like military and police and stuff like that's what he was doing this morning. So he's been doing a lot of that type of stuff. Wake usually does the day to day stuff. Like he's running the
Oh,
gym all day, every day, uh, but doing everything. Because Coach Greg got burnt out a little bit a couple of years ago. I tried to take a step back a little bit, but we spend a lot of time together. He teaches class on Mondays.
uh-huh.
Greg has Monday classes, and then he does privates all through the week, and he works with the police forces and militaries and things like that. So, but me and Wink, we're together basically every day. He meets almost every day with him. We talk almost every day. So, like, me and him just have like a really, really close relationship.
I could tell when you were at the WXC fights when I seen y'all there. Y'all seem. The funny thing is, I mean, I know who Wink is, but like I didn't realize it was him when I first came up to y'all. I did the portrait and I came up to
Yeah,
y'all. I didn't even realize who. I knew who you were, but I didn't recognize him.
yeah,
That was just so weird. It was so crazy. Like, oh yeah. And actually, speaking of art, of course, you know I'm an artist. I got
yes,
the whole John Jones picture in back of me, and I actually did you one. So I wanted to show you. I just want to get that out of the way first.
yeah.
So 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 here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This
Uh-oh.
this is
Hey.
actually a picture
That's
of you
live.
you ground and pounding Mr.
That
Austin
is going to
Tweedy.
be live when you finish it.
Yes.
Oh, that was great. I'm
Yes.
honored. I'm so
Yes.
honored.
So I'm gonna mail that to you.
Oh
I'm
man, I can't
excited.
wait to have that. That's my first fan art. Like
Really, that's
that's
your first
awesome.
one?
Yeah, that's gonna be our first one.
Oh man, oh man.
I've been waiting for this day.
Well, this day has come.
And
This day has
I
come.
couldn't be happier to have a better person to do it. Especially after meeting you. So yeah, this is awesome.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Much love. Like that's why I do this type of stuff. Like I feel like Ariel and all those type of people, they good, but one day I'm gonna be bigger than them. Mark my words.
Yeah, hey, you got to speak it into existence and grind. That's the same. Ariel did the same thing. He started from the bottom. Now he got a show on ESPN. Like,
That's true. That's true. I'm trying to get
yeah,
there myself.
exactly.
So speaking of the Austin Tweety fight, like I want you to walk me through it. You know what I mean? Because you put on a clinic. I'm a striker myself. You know what I mean? So when I see good striking, that excites me.
Yeah,
I'm a mixed martial artist myself. So I can, I break down stuff when I watch it. I was just like, man, that was a clinic. So nothing against Austin. I'm not trying to
yeah.
badmouth
Austin was a
anybody.
tough dude. Yeah, he was a lit. He was on Contender Series. 11-2. He's a legit dude.
Yes.
Tough dude. He had a hard head.
He does, man. The dude is tough as nails. Because most people, I started to see you breaking him down, and he was still trying to keep his composure. He was still fighting. He
Yep.
didn't. He went out on his shield. You know what I mean? He
Yep.
never
Definitely.
ever stopped fighting. So I have a tremendous amount of respect for Austin Tweedy. Actually,
Yeah,
I'm
I
a,
thanked him after the fight. I told him thank him for taking the fight finally.
oh, okay. So is it hard for you getting the fights? Because you,
Man, it usually takes 6 or 7 months to find me an opponent.
why?
That was my second fight this year.
You don't have any fights. So why are
Like,
people
I'm
so?
only I'm 5-1 now, and that was my second fight this year. I've been trying to fight so much. People all across the country will not fight me. Like people are scared because since I had a low record, and then I have all this hype behind me, and I'm trying to fight everybody. It doesn't matter what their record for it is. Like I'm trying to fight them, and they're like, no, I can't lose to this dude with 3 fights. Like I can't lose to a dude with 2 fights. Like that scares people. It's too risky because everybody wants to pad their records. Like usually people they'll agree to fight me because of my record, and then once they look me up, they're like, "Oh shit, I gotta pull out of this fight," and they pull out because they're like, "Nah," because then it's gonna look bad because I'm gonna lose to this dude who's only got 3 fights, like 4 fights or whatever. But now, especially after these last two finishes, I can't nobody deny me no more.
They cannot. I definitely believe that you belong in the UFC. You're amongst good company every single day in training.
Yeah,
So
they're telling me I didn't have enough fights to get on Contender Series last year, but nobody will fight me. So I was like, I've been for the last 2 years. I've been in the situation where I only get fights every 6 months. So I'm always just sitting around playing the waiting game because people will agree. They'll agree. Like I've had like 7 fights canceled this year Like I was, this was the first. I said that was the first fight that WXC got me, and they've been trying to match me for a year. LFA, they only got me that fight in July. They've been trying to match me for a whole year. Like literally, they're going city to city, like uh, Phoenix, Atlantic City, Nebraska, Colorado. Like they going. I was supposed to fight in Colorado the week before I fought Tweety. Like I was supposed to fight on that Denver card for LFA.
Oh my
The
God.
dude trains in Denver. Called LFA and said he wanted to fight, and they gave me the fight. They called me and said if I'll take it. I said yeah. So they sent the contract. I signed it, and then he pulls out of the fight.
That is
And then they get a
crazy.
replacement.
Oh my God, that is so crazy.
And
So,
so yeah, so that Tuesday, so the Tuesday they called me like, hey, you want to fight Tweety next week, next Wednesday? So I took the Tweety fight on the week notice.
oh, okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. Now, don't you have a fight coming up? I think I seen on your Facebook that you said
Yeah,
you had a fight coming
January
up.
17th, LFA got me a match. Because people can't, not now, like, my brain's big enough to be a legit, they can't just say, just pass me off. Especially after these last two finishes. Like, nobody can say nothing now. So,
So who are you fighting?
then, uh, what is this dude's name? Something Jet Center. I don't know.
You don't even care, do you?
I usually, honestly, I usually don't even watch people's film until like the week of the fight. But I was bored last night and I watched this video and because he's had a couple fights in Bellator or something like that.
Oh,
He's 8-2. He's 8-2 dude from Iowa, a wrestler. Because they want to put me up against wrestlers since they see my striking. Because but they don't realize I'm a wrestler.
oh man.
Yeah,
Ooh.
see them kicks, but I'm actually a wrestler. I was a state champ wrestler in high school. Like
So you are a wrestler.
that's my base.
So you're a wrestler on top of the striking that you actually put on.
That's why my kicks and stuff. I do what I do because there's no fear of getting taken down. Like I'm the hardest person to take down in the gym. Like my takedown defense is amazing. So I'm like. And when people are trying to take me down, they getting beat up. Like people like didn't even watch my old fights. Like they used to tell me all the time that when I was fighting for King of the Cage, they used to always the promoter always to get on me. He's like, Chris, you can wrestle. We want to see your striking because like as soon as we get engaged, like I'll just start wrestling people. Like you get too close, I'm gonna wrestle with you. Now you get too close, I'm gonna kick you in your face.
So how did you learn how to kick like that? I mean, I'm a taekwondo fighter myself, and it took me years to learn that art. And it just seems like, I mean, how long have you been kickboxing? I mean, who is that something that you picked up from the Winks from Wink or just
I do
training?
a lot of stuff. I grew up watching a lot of fight movies, like martial arts films, like old school, Five Deadly Venoms, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Jackie Chan, everything. Like I grew up on all of that, and I watch a lot of anime. As you see, I got anime, One Piece on, a
Yes.
lot. So I see things and I get inspired, and I go, oh, let me go try this. Let me go try this. And so I just started figuring out, like, and I've been at the gym, being with Holly, being with Wink. I started picking up a lot of things from them and then adapting it. And I see, like, I just be in all the classes, just seeing everything that everybody's doing. I'm sitting there, I'll just sit in the ring when John's hitting mitts with Wink or Holly's hitting mitts with Wink with everybody. And I'll just sit there in the gym. I'll just sit there and just soak it all in, seeing, and then I see things they're doing because me and Holly are very similar because we're both southpaws, so everything that she does works for me. So I just took that and built on it, and I just took everything to the next level. It's just my brain. Like everybody trips out, just the things that I've been coming up with. Like Wink's always like, "You're the only person in the world who would throw a combo like that." Like I watched the fight just now, and the commentators are tripping out. Like, man, who throws combo? Like, what are you doing?
Nobody.
Like, I'm just hitting what I see open. Like I don't have anything pre-planned. We don't have game plans for fights. Like Wink thought I was too serious before the fight, so he started pummeling with me, and we like started playing our little kick game. And he's like, "There you go, you're smiling. Like, yeah, you're way more dangerous when you're having fun." And that was my problem when I was in younger fights, because I'd always be rushing. Like I'd be so like built turned to, from not fighting for so long. So I finally get a fight, and I'm like, oh. So I go out there and be rushing, and so and I fought Thomas Gifford. I lost a split decision in Mississippi to him for
Oh,
V3. Greg thought I won the fight. Everybody thought I won the fight. I was rushing, and I made the fight harder than it needed to be. I dropped him with my first three punches, and then just dove in, just got the bloodlust, and just dove in. And he caught me in an armbar, turned into a triangle and armbar, and I got out of it. It's like everybody thought my arm was broken. He was telling the ref my arm was broken. I hyperextended my elbow when I got it out. And this was like in the first 30 seconds. I got it out, and I fought the whole rest of the fight with one arm.
wow.
And,
That's
and I
so.
was booming him.
So your only loss is just a split decision. Now that's
And
it.
he got signed to the UFC after that fight.
So you were destined. You were
Because
definitely destined to
he
be in the
had 30
UFC.
fights at that point. He was like he had like 30 fights at that point. Dude was like 16 and something like that. He had like 30 fights.
That is so crazy. That is so crazy.
Like, and that was my third pro fight.
Your third pro fight, you fought somebody with that type of record.
My third pro fight, I fought someone with 30 fights, and then my fourth fight, I fought somebody with 30 fights.
Man, you are gonna be in the UFC soon, man. Like watching you fight is crazy. You kind of reminded me like of a little John Jones. Like literally, like
They used to call me Lil Bones Jones, Bones Jr. stuff, because nobody had this type of hype coming up out here since John came up. And like I
oh,
took the city by storm. So I go out, everybody knows who I am. If I'm at work, people come in and be like, "Oh, you're that fighter. I seen you on TV." Like I go downtown, like everybody screams out, "The champ is here!" Like like I be on the news all the time. So it's like. I tell you, nobody had this much hype since John, and it's been like this since I was amateur. Like
oh wow.
they used to trip because like people like, damn, I wish I could get on the news when I was an amateur. Like I was working at the airport. They came and did a story on me. They came and filmed me at the airport working, and then filmed me at the gym.
So,
Like so,
so
it's
I
been.
so how many more fights do you think that you have before the UFC? Because I mean, that was a performance. That was a performance at WXC when you fought. You said what you had to say. Now I have to ask you. I have to ask you. Wait, let me say something real quick.
I had a lot built up. I was telling you that was the fourth time I was supposed to fight out there. I went out there three times this year and got fights canceled while I was there. Like Darren Cruikshank, UFC vet, fights for Rising. He pulled out of the fight in his hometown, the main event in his hometown. This man got up there and lied to these people over 1 pound.
Okay. Like I'm cool with Darren, but of course I'm cool with you. So
And
I don't
he's
want Darren.
weak.
I don't want Darren to
He's
like get all
weak.
mad at me with this
I hope
podcast.
Darren sees this, and you weak as hell for what you did.
So what happened? Out of curiosity, Darren, I don't want no smoke. I'm just asking a question. So
Man,
Chris, what
so
happened? Give me your side of the
so
story.
I showed up to the weigh-ins, but so I was cutting weight at the LA Fitness over there. I had forgot my personal scale, and I was cutting weight by myself. I was out there by myself cutting weight before weigh-ins, and I was in the weight over there, cut weight in the sauna and stuff. Got on the scale. It said I was good. I went back to the room, and I got on my personal scale. It said I was over. So I called the promoter. I was like, "Hey, I'm still over some. Like I'm cutting this weight." He's like, "All right, just come over here. We'll give you 2 hours to cut." So I go over there. They have me get on the scale, and I was like 5 pounds over, maybe 6 pounds over, 5 or 6 pounds over. And they were like, he was like, "You got 2 hours to cut." I was like, "Cool, I can cut that in 2 hours, easy." So I go, I'm cutting. The whole time I'm cutting, they're blowing me up. "You done yet? You done yet? You done yet?" Like, didn't even give me time. So didn't even give me the full 2 hours. They gave me an hour and a half, and they were complaining and talking about, "Oh, he's ready to leave. He's ready to leave. He's not gonna wait for you no more." So I go over there hour after an hour and a half. I was 1 pound over. It's official. You can look at the official weigh-ins. 1 pound over officially, and they refused the fight. His
Oh,
wife and his coach, because I was gonna give him 20% of my purse. He didn't want that. The promoter was gonna give him more money on top of that. He didn't want that. They were running. His wife and his coach were running around yelling, talking about, "Oh, it's not about the money. It's about professionalism, and this is bullshit. We're not gonna take this fight." And da 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 da. I'm like, you missed weight in the UFC by more than 1 pound, and you really bitching about 1 pound. And he's like, they're like, he wasn't even saying nothing. He was just over there looking shook the whole time. And then, so at the end of it, he was like, "Oh well, if you show up tomorrow at 160, I'll fight you." And granted, this is a room full of people who seeing this stuff going on. The
right.
security guards, everybody seeing what was going on. So he was like, "All right, come back tomorrow at 160, or I won't fight you." So like, Wink's like, "Don't do that. That's dumb." Like, nobody says come back at 160. Like, they usually give you 10 pounds or something like that. Like,
Right.
but everybody was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, come back at 160." And nobody thought, they were talking about, "Oh yeah, you should just eat some almond butter tonight and try to make weight tomorrow." I'm like, "Man, fuck that." I was like, "I'm gonna just rehydrate." Rehydrated, and I told them the next morning. Wink was like, "Don't do it." We're talking to the promoter Mike, and he was like, "Yeah, he won't budge off the 160. He won't budge off the 160." And I was like, "You know what? Forget it. I'm showing up at 160, and I'm gonna whoop him." And so nobody thought I was gonna do it, and I showed up at 160 at 5 o'clock. The fight started at 8 o'clock. He wanted to be there at 5 o'clock. He was like, "Be there at 5 o'clock at 160, or I won't fight you." So I cut weight and I show up at 160. Mike, the promoter, comes and shakes my hand because nobody thought I was. Everybody in the room was freaking out. They were like, "What? He really showed up on weight?" So Mike, he goes and gets him, and Cruikshank comes back there and he's like, "Oh, I'm not fighting. I'll watch you weigh in, but I'm not gonna fight you." And we're like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, I got rid of that deal a long time ago." I'm like, "What you mean you got rid of that deal?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah. I told you to be here at 5. It's 5:10." And Wink's like, "Well, you should be better for that because like he has less. You have more of an advantage." He's like even closer to fight time. He's still dehydrated, and he was like, "Oh no, no, no! I got rid of that deal a long time ago." And other fighters like, he brought his fight bag. His fight bag's right there. Like, and then he was like, "No, no, I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight." And then proceeded to go jump in the ring and lie to these people and say I was 7 pounds over, and that his team told him that he shouldn't take the fight because I had a significant weight advantage. How do I have a significant weight advantage when I just cut 2 days in a row?
Oh, wow. See, like I was there.
And then he's like, "Oh, now I'm gonna get fucked up." Then goes jumps like, "You didn't come here to fight. You just came here to drink. Like, you lied to all these people and got them buying tickets and in the pool list. Like, I did everything to make the main event happen." So that's twice. Like, yeah, I was off. Yeah, I should have been on weight the first time, but I came back. They with less time that they should have gave me. I was 1 pound over. He didn't want to fight. He told me to come back at 160. Nobody was like, even the UFC don't even do that to people.
Wow. So why do you
So I
think that he
came
didn't want to
back.
fight? Why do you think that he didn't want to fight
He was
ultimately?
scared. He was about to get knocked out. Man, that boy looked shook as soon as he seen me walk and get on the scale. They
Wow.
started making excuses, talking about he had a bad cut, and they were looking for any excuse to get out of this fight. And I gave them, I was a little over, so I gave them an excuse to get out of the fight. So the promoters were pissed about it. They paid this man all this money for nothing, and he went out of his way not to fight me. Like, you see, he went out of his way not to fight. Like, there ain't no, like, literally did. Nobody thought I was gonna come back at 160, and then so I started going off, calling them, all kinds of names. I started going off on them, and then ended up cramping in the back. I'm laying in the back, cramping on the ground because I just cut weight 2 days. And then I start yelling, I'm ready to start. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, wait, let's just fight in the back. Like, like, let's go.
Oh my
So
God.
I done got myself all worked up, yelling and stuff, and then my body cramped up. So Wink's laughing at me because I'm laying on the ground, like whole right side of my body cramped up. And I'm like, and this dude don't want to fight me? like,
So,
like,
so,
come on now.
so out of curiosity, were you and Wink still there? I didn't see y'all. Were y'all there?
No, we once the fight started, we left.
Oh. Now, out of curiosity, I don't. I mean, I'm a promoter myself. I've thrown shows in the past. I'm not doing anything like now. But when that happens, do you still get paid because you weighed in? How does that
I
work?
didn't get paid, but he got paid.
Wow, I'm just confused. I just don't know. I don't understand that.
Me either. There's a lot of shit I don't understand that people be doing in these fights. Like even the first time I was supposed to fight Tweety, I was supposed to fight him in January on the very first WHC card. I signed. They it was his first fight after Contender Series. They sent me a fight. We want to fight him. He was 10-1 or something like that. I was like, yeah, I'll fight him. And so I was 4-1 at that time. And I was like, yeah, I'll fight him. And no, I was 3-1. I was 3-1 at that time.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, fight him. And it was his first fight after Contender Series. It was supposed to be his first fight. And signed the contract. We were supposed to fight 2 weeks out. They're like, oh, my managers were like, oh, they changed your opponent. So I guess they're like, he pulled out. So they had me fighting some dude from Argentina. So I was supposed to fight the dude from Argentina. Then my manager calls me like the week before the fight, talking about, did you take another fight? I'm like, no, I've been promoted this fight. So turned out Tweety and the little Argentinian dude got the same manager, and they were calling the promoters, lying to them, saying that I had another fight lined up and they should pull me because it's too risky to have to be in jeopardy if I would pull out of the fight. They're like, it's on Fight Pass, so we can't afford for him to not show up or pull out of the fight last minute. So they pulled me from the card without talking to my manager. I guess he wasn't able to reach him or something, or didn't hit him up or whatever. Nobody talked to me.
Oh wow.
So they completely pulled me from the card. So I'm like, how does that work? So but they were trying to make it up to me. They're like, all right, come back. We'll have you headlining. So I came back out there. Dude didn't have his blood work.
Oh man. Well, hopefully
So
now you start.
And so now after these last two fights, I'm on a roll. They got me a fight in January. So I'm like, that's the quickest turnaround that I've had in a while. So they definitely want me bad now. They can't deny it now.
Good. Now, are you gonna go for that WXC title soon?
Man, if they want to give it to me, I'll take it.
Oh.
Whoever want to come sign up and get beat up for that belt, let's do it.
Okay. All right. We almost out of time. That went quick. This podcast was like boom. So
We didn't even get into the wild stuff.
I know.
You got shot, right?
Okay. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Let's get into that real quick. I don't care if we go over by a little bit. So okay. So what happened with you getting shot in the head? I gotta get that story.
Yeah, I was living a while. It was like 6 years ago. I think it was like 2014. Like 5 years ago. I was living a wild life, living a street life, selling drugs and doing all kinds of stuff like that. And got myself caught up in a situation and ended up getting shot. Dude was shooting at me in the middle of the street, hit my windshield and hit here and came out, blew my window out. I thought I had a bullet in my head. I drove home.
You drove home after you got shot in your head?
Yeah, so I got shot and I'm driving and I'm like, oh man, I got a bullet in my head. Because it was burning. I ended up having a fragment in there.
Oh my God.
Because so the fragment was burning my forehead. So there was like a little bump right here, and it was just burning. And I was just like, oh man, I had a bullet in my head, and it was just squirting blood all over my dashboard. And I was just like, man, I can't keep bleeding like this. And I had a Breaking Bad shirt on. And like, even before like that night, like when I woke up at like 7 o'clock that night. And I was like, man, this is my last lick. I'm out the game after the night. Like, hey, I'm done after the night. Then I get hit. So I took my shirt off, wrapped it around my head as a tourniquet, and drove home. Got to the house, uh, went in the bathroom, and was looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, man, I was like, I wouldn't be functioning like this if I had a bullet in my head. But I was like, this was like a big tunnel. It was like a big tunnel in my head. And I was just like, yeah, I definitely need stitches because I was trying to finesse it. I was like, how can I figure this? Like, nobody can know about this. Like, trying to cover it all up. But I was like, nah, I was like, I'm definitely going to have to go get some stitches. So,
So did you
uh,
actually end up? Please tell me you went to the hospital. Please tell me you
uh,
went to the hospital.
I jumped in the shower and smoked a blunt. And then my cousin came home talking crazy, yelling at me, "What are you doing? Take your ass to the hospital." So I was like, man, I was about to go. So
You
I
got
changed
shot in the
clothes.
head. Wait. You got shot in the head. Came home, put a towel around your head and a tourniquet, and then smoked a blunt. Who does that? Who does it?
Nobody. And they say I'm crazy.
Okay, you were meant to be a
so,
fighter. That is the
so after
craziest.
that, I changed my life. I was like, you know what? I need to go back to fighting. I got a second chance. I need to live right. So I was like, I'm gonna move back to New Mexico. I was like, if I'm gonna fight, like, I'm gonna do it with the best in the world. I was like, if I stay in Texas, I'm gonna just fall back into the same stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna just move to Albuquerque, train with the best in the world, do it to the most. And now they call me the future.
Yes, and you know what? Ironically, I'm a southpaw just like you. I'm a striker just like you. I still want to fight. I got a couple years left of me. I'm about to turn 38. So I'm gonna come
Gotta
down
get it
there.
in.
I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna train with y'all soon. Seriously, like no joke. Like I'm gonna come out there and
Yeah,
you know I got my
yeah,
podcast. I'm gonna come out there. I'm gonna network too. I'm gonna mail
yeah.
this. I'm gonna mail this art piece to you like
Man, I can't
ASAP.
wait to get it. I
Yes,
can't wait to
yes.
get it.
Ah, I can't wait. I can't wait to get it to you. You'll have it like sometime next week. And then this
Uh,
piece, this is UFC 239. I was supposed to be in
yeah.
Vegas, but I couldn't afford to go. So I'm going to give this to John Jones. Like when I come out
Awesome.
there, I'm gonna give this to John. So let John know
Awesome.
that's coming. That's coming. Like soon,
Awesome.
soon. So thank you for coming on my podcast. Is there anybody that you want to thank really quick? Give any shout outs because we gotta wrap this up. But any shout outs, anybody
Yeah.
you want to give
Uh,
some thanks
you
to.
know, give a shout out to the team, Jackson Wink. Shout out to my nutritionist, Dr. Anita. We got Jackson Wink Nutrition. We got our own dietary supplement called Leap.
Okay.
So yeah, so people need to get on that. That's the best stuff on the market. We even got our own whey protein. We got our own egg whites. We doing it all and keeping it all in house. We got the healthiest stuff on the market.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
Barleans, shout out Barleans, and everybody else that supports me. Thank you.
Okay. Sweet. Now, how can we watch your fight on January 10th? LFA. Is it like pay per view? Is it UFC Fight
UFC
Pass?
Fight Pass. It'll
Okay.
be on UFC Fight Pass again.
Okay, sweet. All right, I will definitely be looking out for you. I'll definitely be watching. Thank you so
Yeah, you
much.
don't want to miss it. I'm definitely, I'm about to turn up in Albuquerque. You finally got a fight. It's been like a year and a half since I fought in Albuquerque. I'm about to turn up.
Yes, let's
So
get it,
yeah,
Chris. Let's get it. Let's
yes,
go. Let's go. All right,
yes.
I'm pumped. All right, well, thanks for coming on the podcast, and I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, have a great
All
one.
right, you too. Thank you. Ah, man, that was my homie Chris Brown. Super exciting fighter. Man, he is the future of MMA. That is so crazy. The getting shot in the head story. Oh my God! Like, oh my God, that's so crazy. Like, who gets shot in the head and just goes home and wraps a towel around their head and that's crazy. Well, just in case you have not subscribed to the Chapman Show, please subscribe to the Chapman Show at Facebook or Joel Chapman at YouTube. Joel Chapman at YouTube. Thank you very much for watching this podcast. I appreciate it. Subscribe. And until next time.